Yeah, they don't offer those niches. They're getting enough business not having to, you know, offer out. I can't even think of a proper term. Well, I can, but I don't think I could say it on here.
Yeah.
Um,
They don't need to W themselves out to get business.
yeah.
Oh, we're live. All right, we're not live, but we're like recording, so it's kind of like it's live anyway. 15 minutes or less, we're going to discuss 3 reasons why carriers are concerned. And these are insights that we get from actually talking to them, having relationship with them, getting their insights, helping them develop products, helping them fix products, helping them protect themselves. Adam, 3 things in 15 minutes or less that the carriers are crapping their pants about. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Number one, anti selection. They're concerned or they're recognizing or they're realizing that they're being anti selected for niches and not getting a good mix of business in between it. It would be like, for example, if you knew a particular carrier took COPD and they took Direct Express, and that's all that you ever gave them. To them, it starts causing them to crap their pants when all they're doing is getting anti selected. What do you think?
Yeah. Again, yeah. Carriers they want all your business. To be quite honest, I mean, the niches are only there to attract you to them. Company that I was with for 7 years, they had a niche that they actually took people through the age of 90 years old. Like, do you think that all they wanted was the 86 to 90-year-old business? Like
No.
that was like a reason, that was a way to get agents interested, a way to get
Mhm.
agents picking up the phone to call in to say, I want to get contracted with you guys. And we'd pick up the phone, we'd say, great. Do you know everything else about us? Do you know how we do this, this, and this?
Well, no, no, no. I just want to
Um,
write. I need you for someone who's 86. Um, and that's really all that I'm looking for a contract on. And I want it direct and I want it at a 172, Adam.
yeah, no, sorry, that's not going to happen. And, do you consistently write business?
No, I don't. No, I
You
have
know,
one case this month. They're 86. It's going to be hard to even push it through. Do you take people with 3 toes?
And there would be maybe people there that maybe would contract agents that were just looking to write that one piece of business. I was always maybe a little bit more picky. I was wanting to get people that, like I said, where maybe they didn't even hear the whole story, whether they were direct or not direct. Sometimes maybe they just didn't hear the whole story of really what the whole product entailed, just the different perks, the different benefits of doing business. And that's again because we didn't just want that 86 to 90 business. We also accepted direct express business.
Hmm.
We also did direct bill. Like, do you think we really wanted that business? No, that
No.
was a niche. We had like the best modified rates in the world forever. Um, that was another thing. Like, you think we just wanted the modified business? No.
But boy,
Um,
guys used you just for modified. Like yeah,
yeah.
where do you put your business? Oh, I put them with that carrier. Why? Because they have great modified rates.
And what
And
happened?
you can see what happened. It's not even close to competitive anymore.
Yeah,
So
the
it
the
just
modified rates went up, all the rates, and again, it's because uh, companies like that get abused when it comes to agents just wanting to write the niche business with them. And when you're like we talked about, it's a 2-year waiting period. It doesn't really protect a company a whole lot. It's those people that make it just past those 2 years that where then there's a lot of risk there. The company's held accountable for those claims, and when you got the cheapest rates out there on modified, you're bringing in more and more of that business, and you're setting yourself up for that much more risk.
mhm.
So, as much as they wanted that business to bring agents in, they wanted agents writing the good business too, and that's the key. Like, and that's where, like, we've talked about that. Maybe this industry is going to kind of go back to the a spot where agents are maybe more focused on one carrier or maybe a few, and they're
Yeah.
not just trying to write their business with 30 different places all over the globe, like trying to impress people that they're contracted with 30 different companies. Like that
But
really
also
matters.
20 different IMOs with their 30 different
Yeah.
products. It doesn't help
Yeah.
anybody. The way I see it, a little point on this one to prevent anti-selection is you got to have a lead carrier that you do 85% of your production with. You got to have a secondary product that you do 10% of your production with. And those can be simplified issue term, they can be younger ages, they can be single premium, they can be a stray 86-year-old, but you're not just using it for crap. And then you've got your 5%, your modified or guaranteed issue, like a Royal Arcanum modified. If they don't grade it, if they don't qualify for that, maybe you just don't write it. But you can do pretty much everything with 3 carriers. Adam, I'm in the field 1, maybe 2 days a week. And the less time I have to focus on personal production, the less interest I have in writing 82 different companies. Like, give me one that does most of it, one that didn't do the other thing, and one if I can't get them covered. And let's keep this simple and focus on growth, not collecting contracts.
Yeah. Well, and then we look at like companies like American Amicable. We talked about them on one of my trainings last week as a decent option for those that are looking for a carrier that has a pretty good product portfolio, more than just the final expense. They don't have any niches. Like they do
On
a lot of
purpose.
business.
On
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah, on purpose.
Let's make
They
this
don't
as
have any
vanilla as
niches,
possible. Yeah.
but they're doing okay. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Financially, they're doing okay. People are bringing business their way, but they don't offer those niches. They're getting enough business, not having to, you know, offer out. I can't even think of a proper term. Well, I can, but I don't think I could say it on here.
Yeah.
Um,
They don't need to W themselves out to get business.
yeah,
Let's talk
exactly.
about that in number 2 in our next we only have 9 minutes because we're doing this in 15 minutes today, is the things that carriers are crapping their pants about because sometimes they don't know it until it's hurt them, is bad actors. Adam, I was speaking to a carrier rep recently who has been getting his phone blown the F up since Colombian came off the market, people looking for new products. And he said he started to bring on this agency. And first off, this agency who he had never heard of, never dealt with, never had any proof of production, wanted it like 140%. He's like, all my agents are on a 140. We need a 140. He's like, well, show me a comp sheet that shows me that you have that elsewhere. Like, and that's what I want carriers to do. Like, I don't want them to W out these levels to people that don't deserve them either. And then he starts contracting this agency, and several of the people that they were contracting had a criminal record. Like, people make mistakes, and don't get me wrong. I've worked with agents with felonies in the past. But if almost every agent they're trying to contract is also has a criminal record, this is a case of bad actors trying to abuse a company they just found. And these smaller carriers that don't have wide spectrum notoriety can be effed quickly by bad actors like that. Scott Burke said that there's agencies, or he knows of rogue agencies that just go and they pick up a carrier and they'll write 70 grand of debt and they'll disappear. And it's just basically an entire scheme that these smaller carriers that are new to the market can be ruined by, if not for someone like us or Scott or Wayne or Waylon to know not to let that kind of stuff into the door.
Well, that, brings up a couple different things, I think, Chris. Not only how I think communication is just so important in this business, and knowing the people that you're working with and keeping up with their business. Um, I don't think we really have to say micromanage it, but keeping
Check
up
it.
with it, communication. I mean, I remember I had a guy that I brought this guy on, this was years ago. And right out the gate, this guy's writing a ton of business, and I couldn't get a hold of the guy. Like, I'm calling him, he's not answering his phone, just totally ghosting me. The business just keeps coming in, not hearing from the guy. And I called and I put the guy on a as earned commission. I said, if this
Mhm.
guy doesn't want to communicate with me, I'm not going to let him continue to get that advance, because I need to be in communication with this person. I need to know what kind of business is coming in, where it's coming from. I've always felt like lead programs are a great tool for agents, but also they're a great tool for upper management, because makes it a lot easier when you know where that business is coming from. I mean,
Mhm.
heck, I have 50 leads coming in every week. You know where my business is coming from.
I don't even have to think about it.
It's coming from the leads.
I
Yeah,
know if an agent is getting leads, then the business has to probably be coming from leads. I had an agent call recently, and I think he's a good dude, and I'm excited to work with him. But he said he had some proprietary marketing strategy. I'm like, I'm not here to steal it, but I need to hear what it is because if you can't like put it into a sentence, it's probably not real, and I'm not going to take the risk. And then he gave me the marketing strategy. I'm like, oh, cool, awesome. I wouldn't do that for myself, but it works for you. Go on ahead. If they can't and we have a VA team that scrubs reports and reads portals and checks commission statements, a financial company that's pulling information on a monthly basis. If something doesn't smell right, there's people to tell us that. But agents that are dealing with 100K in roll up debt in cases too, Adam, I think they never looked. They just assumed the deposits were nice, the commissions were great, the overrides were amazing. But if you're not looking, you're never going to see the bad actors that are hurting your business.
exactly. And well, that's where my second point to that is that there's a reason why IMOs exist. There's a reason why most carriers are not contracting agents direct to the company.
Hmm.
And carriers are busy enough. They don't have the time to be able to communicate with those direct agents the way an IMO or even like a downline manager can be in communication with those agents. And I think that that's something that when a carrier is contracting the agents direct, they're setting themselves up for a lot of that risk with the bad actors, like you mentioned, and those that are writing bad business and the roll up debt. I've seen it. I've been a part of it on the internal side. And fortunately, that I didn't have to worry about being an employee with a company, a lot of that rolling up to me. But just kind of seeing it on that side, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, the IMOs are essentially like a security blanket to the
Hmm.
carrier. They're the ones who are soaking up that debt and protecting the carrier from having to deal with all that. But yeah, if you're getting these carriers that are handing out these direct deals, uh, they really need to be maybe if they're giving out the direct contracts, they need to be a little bit more picky, I think, as far as who they're giving those contracts to. And I wouldn't give it to any just one direct agent. It's got to be someone who's at least got some sort of established agency put together.
Yeah, a agency, proof of production, distribution, a marketing plan. They can have a concrete conversation about the business. Like you're just taking street level agents direct. As soon as that street level agent builds up a few grand of debt, they're moving on to the next product. As soon as the rates go up $3 a month and they get angry about it, as soon as one thing NSFs, they're not worried about what happens to the profitability of a small time player like that. But an agency is providing that layer of protection, that layer of training, that filtering, that eyes on the ground. It makes sense. Small carriers need to be careful about taking people direct. In our final 2.5 minutes, I think one of the things that causes carriers to crap their pants is bad business practices, or maybe they don't even know it because they're not ground level. But what can cause carriers damage is agents selling business off of bad leads, no leads, illegal leads, weak closes, inconsistent production. I'll leave on this one so you get some comments from you. Um, Poor ethics. Like carriers can be damaged, the products can be ruined by agents that just don't practice poor ethics. Any closing thoughts on that?
Yeah, there's so much of it out there, unfortunately. Like I said, I mean, I felt like a good portion of my prior employment, I was playing detective and never really wanted to have to, but you do have to. I think when you're running an agency, it is important to know where your business is coming from, and just there's too many people out there that unfortunately are not doing things the right way. That it's like I've always thought about this. It's like you could spend so much time trying to figure out how to shortcut the system. Like if you just put that much effort and time into doing it the right way, you'd probably end up even further ahead. And you're not going to lose your insurance license. You're not going to go to jail, and you're going to be in business for a long time.
Yeah.
So this is a very profitable business. You can do very well. You don't want to get to that point where you're doing stuff the wrong way just to make money,
Money.
replacing your own business even. I've seen people do that where they make it past that 9-month advance and then they're turning around and flipping their business. Like that's bad business. That's not good business practices. And
Yeah.
those are
If
the
you
sort of things that are hurting the carriers. Like that's all we're talking about. All these different things that are happening that are affecting the carriers,
Mhm.
putting some of them out of business to the point where now, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's less options for agents, and we just want to do what we can to help agents teach them how to do stuff the right way. So everybody remains profitable, including our carrier partners that we work with.
Yeah, we value the relationship, especially with smaller relationship-based carriers, and we want them to be on the market, to be profitable, to pay claims, to pay commissions. God forbid, GCU, you pay commissions, but you'll put people on Vector. I hope you hear that. We want good relationships with carriers because in the end, we're doing this for us, our agency, our business, the client, and the carrier. And without one of those things on the stool, the whole thing doesn't work. Thanks for watching.